things opened up fairly quickly, having an opportunity to meet first on the phone with President Berkman and then actually come to campus, take a 2-hour walking tour all over the Cleveland State campus, which President Berkman was very demonstrative about. We're doing this and we're building that, and we're setting a program up with the theater district for our students, and we're starting a K through 12 school, and this building lot's coming down, we're going to put a dorm in, and this is coming down, it'll be an open green space right to the Wolstein Center. Very, very enthusiastic, very energetic. That led to some discussion that he didn't want this to be a caretaker year. He didn't want to just have someone kind of hold the fort down for 3 months until they were able to select a new athletic director. So with that said, he then pointed out 3 things that were key item agendas that he wanted to see progress on, or decisions, or whatever. One is, as you may know, that the university is changing the management structure of an outside group to manage the Wolstein Center, and in conjunction with that, a new marketing group, sports marketing group. The second issue was football and all the moving parts associated with football. And by moving parts, of course, it's a capital expense. It's a funding, not only funding for football, but potentially funding for additional opportunities for women because of clear awareness of Title IX and being able to offer opportunities for men and women that reflect the enrollment. So that's one of the moving pieces, and I think I do have both places I've been an athletic director, and as a student and then as a coach, I've been heavily involved in football my whole life. So I'm aware of both the positives and then the true cost of football, which is more than just a coaching staff and travel and equipment. Has an impact on trainers, on sports information, on academic counseling, on strength and conditioning. So there's a lot of, when you ask people, what do you spend on football, you really need to probe beyond just the coaches that you see on the field and the travel. I think it's the soft value there, whether it's a campus unifying, whether it becomes, it's not just the football players, it's their friends, it's a visible identification for an institution. Those are the things to look at. I'm not putting a dollar tag on them or evaluating them. But do you have a marching band? If you don't have a football team, you probably don't have a marching band. Do you have, is this campus is moving more towards a residential campus as they build dorms and want more people living on campus? It becomes football becomes a more unifying force for the students. How do you put a dollar tag on that? I don't know. And number 3 is there's a kind of an immediate desire to double the practice facility for basketball and sort of redo their offices. And that right now with one practice facility, they're sort of either one team goes 12-3 and the other 3-6. It's not particularly conducive to trying to fill out your academic schedule. So the idea of having 2 practice facilities is not unique to Cleveland State, but it clearly has been identified as a need. I think it's a challenge to penetrate the market, and I think the product is outstanding. I mean, I really have a lot of respect for Gary and what he's been able to do and what he's going to be able to continue to do. We'll work at it every day, and that's part of our challenge. It starts with trying to get students to attend, because I think they bring an environment that the rest of the audience wants to see. You almost have to earn it first. I mean, so yes, I'm aware of the attendance issue, and I think we will do everything we can, including put a wonderful team on the court to attract people and get them to come back. If you look in the last, I don't know, there's 7 or 8 coaches and teams that have won Horizon League championships in the last 2 or 3 years, whether it's tennis or regular season softball. I mean, it's night and day from where it was 10 years ago, and that's a credit to the administration, the starting with both President Swartz, President Berkman, the coaches. Lee Reed was able to attract great coaches, get funding. There's some things that the university has done that has helped athletics. There are things that Cleveland State has done as an institution that are positive, exciting, and they have positive, the goal of listening to President Berkman is to have 25% of the students live on campus. Well, that changes the whole mix of who's here to, what are you doing on Saturday night when we have a ball game? Can this be part of your social life to come with it? Whereas if it's completely a commuter campus, you're dealing with a different set of issues to try to get, do they stay? Are there night classes? How do you get them to games? So all those things come together, and it starts with having a great institution that's sort of on the move, and athletics will piggyback and be part of. We'll take advantage of the positives, and we'll try to help the cause. Get as far as we can on the three things that the president set the agenda. And again, let me repeat: the working relationship with a brand new building manager and marketing company. That the ink isn't dry on the contract. It's been awarded, but it hasn't been finalized, which is probably why there hasn't been a public announcement. But we don't want to lose control of our building if we have events that we want to run. So that whole relationship has to be clearly defined and then implemented. I realize that's far away from what the public might see. The second is the football question. We need to answer that and move forward one way or the other. And the third is we want it now is the practice facility. And I think I've been told by Lee and others that the Vice President of Finance is a man named Jack Boyle, is probably the MVP of all these projects going on, and is pretty creative with how to fund things. But clearly we have a marketing effort, we have a fundraising effort. So those are the three highlights. Now beyond that, they all, particularly the football one, plays into a lot of other sports and how they move forward. Convinced I'll do, with the president and the board's input, do what's best for Cleveland State as understood going forward.